Welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix playthrough. We've reached the Olympic Coliseum, based off the world of the Disney film Hercules. Bring on the Rock.
Hercules.
Hercules.
Yep, this is the, and it is strictly a Coliseum.
Yeah, this world is literally the smallest there is. It's literally just the Coliseum.
But, that means it's the, it's not, for now it's not it, but, this is like the, it's the tournament area. Mm-hmm. A lot of RPGs have them.
Yeah.
And, I kind of like how they decided to actually make it a Disney World instead of just having it like a hub. It's nice. It's a neat little...
Well, how else would they do it, to be honest?
Well, there's like the Mirage Arena.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I'm not saying that was bad. I'm just saying that I liked that they, instead of just like creating some tournament in some random world, they actually decided to.
A lot of people
give it a Disney thing.
A lot of people I've noticed tend to view the Coliseum and like they view it with a lot of discontent. I mean, it's one of the more disliked worlds just because of the cup concept. Like, people just, they view it as a waste of time and a tedious, and I get that, but
yeah, I can
what
agree.
What else is it supposed to be? Like, it's not...
Well, I don't know, there could have been a lot of... I can understand people who really just wanted, like, an actual Hercules world. Which you
Oh, no, I definitely would have preferred that, but honestly, I really don't have as much of a problem with it as other people, because it is, for the most part, you know, the cups, they're optional. You don't even have to do them.
Yeah, but technically the story arc of this is the first 3 cups.
Yeah.
Technically you finish, you beat the world after you complete a certain...
That face, though.
The pouty face. But get used to Phil. I would have to say out of most Disney characters, these are probably the most prominent as opposed to the, like, you know, like the House and Mouse gang, I guess is what I'll just call them.
Which is strange because, again, this is one of the shortest worlds in the game.
Yeah, but it's just you spend so much time with them. That it. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. Aladdin, I'm trying to think what would be considered like the most important, non-important Disney character. Yeah. Probably Aladdin, actually. For multiple reasons. Connections to a mainer character.
Yeah, and I do...
Same personality.
I do like the relationship that our trio here establishes with Phil, because, you know, he kind of takes on the role of training them as heroes, which is, you know, the kind of same thing he did with Hercules, and I really like that, how it kind of brings back his role in the Hercules movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always nice to have that. And it always comes around, even in the second game. They're still friends and all that.
Yeah. Some more hit and miss humor with, you know, him not being able to move the pedestal.
So what's his real name? Philophases?
Philatides.
Philatides. So that is a weird name.
Yeah. I know.
But they just call him Phil to make it easier.
Yeah. Now...
That's not Danny DeVito, sadly.
Yeah, sadly no. This challenge, it's very needless. Like, I don't even understand how this is a thing.
Yeah, this was again one of those one-time things which they included in for variety, but overall it was just kind of
This and my failed attempt at the stealth sneak is... I'm not going to be totally mean and call it my tribute to you, Demix, but, you know... I'm really not sure what else to call it. It is essentially my tribute to you. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. But
you failed this?
Don't spoil the ending. This is such an easy thing to do. Except if you're recording. Because then bad things tend to happen if you're recording. Like, if you're just casually playing, yeah, you're doing just fine. But for some reason, the entire atmosphere changes. The stars align to a point where your footage will suck. And you will feel bad for not redoing it.
You fool! Don't you see the pillar there?
What pillar? What do you mean?
One of those things. There's one position specifically so that you could get a little extra jump height. See right there.
At the time,
Audience at home, don't you see my finger pointing? Isn't he an idiot for not realizing that?
You do that in the Ape Escape.
I know. I do that every time we do one of these.
Oh man, but yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. But then I remembered there's a restart function, so I didn't technically fail it.
That is true. I don't blame you for failing this. Probably I'd say once every 3 to 4 playthroughs I'll mess this up.
I guess I had always relied on that one barrel hitting it in the distance, and I never, it just never didn't hit.
Well, that was what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But, there you go.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to finish. In a perfect, but it's a weird little thing. You can't redo it, try to get a better record. Why would you? I don't know, but it's just a weird little training thing, I guess. But whatever. 2 words.
Look at Goofy.
He's the smartest out of all of them,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's true. But that's obviously a Hercules joke. Which I guess I assumed it was, but...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess why didn't you equip it? Or do you?
I do it for reasons. I equipped Ifrit's Horn for reasons.
I know the reasons.
And then I decided to give... Did I give Goof? Yeah, I did. Just kind of waiting in anticipation. But if you couldn't tell already, there's a series of fights coming up, and I'm gonna need to be decked out for them. A lot of tough competitors.
Yeah, very, definitely, one of those things that on the later difficulties, kind of a pretty challenging, this kind of first gauntlet.
Mm-hmm. But again, this is what gave me the most trouble.
I love this. I always find this scene weird. Because it's for all...
He's clearly evil.
But for this point, Sora has no reason to not be his friend. All he does is help Sora.
Yeah.
He just takes it.
But still, come on, look at that. His head is fire. Are you kidding me?
But he just gave him a compliment. I called him Shorty. But...
I'm pulling for you, little Shorty.
And here's why I want to point out why Sora is is very small. Because in the book for Final Fantasy VII, they list Cloud as 5'6".
Really?
Now, as someone who is 5'6", it's very short. Not abnormally weird short, but that's not that tall. It's a very
for a full-grown person.
Yes. We are both on the shorter side, so we're allowed to make jokes about it.
They don't need to know that.
They don't. It doesn't matter. Let me just say, it's not being 5'6". You do not stand out above most crowds, and that's what Cloud's supposed to be. And that makes sense if you look at his model in Final Fantasy VII. He is definitely kind of the runt of most groups. But assuming that height carries over, and I'm assuming it does because Leon will tower over Cloud when standing next to each other.
Uh-huh.
And then look at this scene right here.
Oh,
look at how short Sora is compared to Cloud. He's
easily my God, you're right.
He's easily 2 feet shorter than him.
That's amazing.
So I think we can come to the conclusion that Sora is about 4 feet tall.
That's amazing. I actually never tagged on to that. Mainly because I didn't really know those statistics, but my God, you're right.
I think I may be wrong. It might be 5'6". Or might 5'7". I'm going to say that before there are any angry commenters. Oh, who am I kidding? There's not going to be any commenters.
Because you know people would try to correct you there.
He's 5'6" or 5'7". But regardless, Sora is a very short person.
He is. That's very strange.
But it doesn't let him get him down. Especially since he's so athletic.
He can't get much more down than he is. Oh, damn. I'm sorry.
My favorite thing is Goofy's winning pose.
Yes.
His loser pose.
I love that. He calls them losers.
And that's his canon winning pose.
Yeah. Well,
whenever you see it in cutscene, that's the only thing he does.
Really?
Yeah, in Kingdom Hearts 2 and in this, it's the pose you see him always do. It's funny.
That's amazing.
It doesn't seem that challenging now because
Blue Rhapsodies.
He equipped himself quite well, but these can do a lot of damage if you're ill prepared.
Well,
especially if you choose to come here first.
I wouldn't say if you're ill-prepared. I would say the issue comes in just randomly flailing your Keyblade around, expecting to hit them. You really have to time when you're going to hit them, because they just jump around like bastards and hit you with their magic. And after a while, the damage, they do quite a bit of damage per shot, but the issue is the shots building one by one as you keep messing up, missing, and then they hit you.
It's true. But luckily, they're fairly weak. So.
Oh, yeah. As any long-range enemy should be,
That's true. Plus, they're small.
Yeah, the size bothers me because they're so difficult to hit.
That's what the lock-on's for.
Yeah, a friend of mine actually plays this game and doesn't really use the lock-on feature that much.
Yeah,
and for like a mass horde like this, I get that, But like even for bosses, he's like, I don't really use it, and I always thought that was so strange.
Yeah, I couldn't play like that. I don't know if it's just out of habit, but I need to lock on. Because I don't. I guess probably because Sora does not home in on enemies if he's not locked onto them. Generally,
right.
If they're big enough, he will sort of target them. But generally, he'll just keep going forward.
It's just good to kind of make sure that they're not planning to hit you.
That little punk is your next opponent, okay?
This part always confused me. You know why?
Why?
Because I never knew it was always Hades talking. For some reason, when he's all like, come on, it sounds like Phil to me.
Huh.
So I think the conversation's changing to Phil talking. Actually, I was a very stupid little kid. Logic never played a role. Right here, I thought Phil's talking right now. Like, it's one of those scenes when they're doing like the same conversation. And then this is why I'm like, who the heck's the old goat? And why aren't his lips moving? And that was my question as a child.
Oh, man. Well, I will just say I'm very happy that they had James Woods voice Hades.
Yes, he's just as lovable. Both in every time he appears, you gotta love him.
He's really good. At
It's honestly true. Even the side games, the one for the PSP, still great. Best lines, probably the funniest.
And I love what he says there about Cloud, stiffer than the stiffs back home. He's talking about the dead people he has to work with every day. And it's like, that's totally true, because Cloud is classed as, one of the, big emos of video games. And har, I get it, but it is partly true. I will agree with that. And I always love that line.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that, though. But they're right, it's the stiffs, because he's of the underworld.
Stiffer
dead
than the
people.
stiffs back home. I love the delivery as well. Oh man, that crazy aura the large body had, that's basically his rage mode.
Yeah.
A very irritating feature to have on an enemy that was already irritating enough.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to get around him after he does that, and he's very tanky. Oh yeah, and here it is. This is the final...
This is the final match of the preliminaries, and you can win or lose this fight.
Yeah, this is the last win or lose fight. This one I'd probably say, aside from Cloud from Leon just being a little too powerful, this is probably the hardest one to win.
Oh, for sure.
And especially because if you lose the tournament anytime else, the game will let you restart. But if you lose it here, then if you want to actually beat Cloud for some sort of pride, like me,
I kind of consider wait.
You have to re-load your save. I'm not saying you don't need to beat Cloud to prove anything. That's just something.
Well, beat him here is what you mean.
I know. No, but I'm just saying I like to reset it if I don't beat Cloud. Because I played the game so much, it's like if I can't beat Cloud, I don't really see.
You don't.
But don't feel shame. Here's the thing: don't feel shame. I'm fairly certain that when I first play through the game, I'm pretty sure when everyone plays through the game, you're gonna lose to all three of those fights. Maybe not Sabor, but
maybe
you're probably gonna lose to Leon and Cloud. More
than likely, yes. And this is actually the fight where you introduced Kingdom Hearts to me for the first time.
Really?
Yeah, that is a memory I can definitely say for sure I remember to be accurate as an actual event that happened in my life.
This fight being...
This fight in particular.
Like this preliminary fight?
Yeah, this preliminary fight against Cloud. I can't remember if... timing. Yeah. For some reason, this part might be inaccurate, but for some reason I remember you letting me try it out, and I got to this fight, and then your dad came in and was like, why is he playing your game? You know, no offense to your dad, but why is that a problem? I want to share my game. Why is that an issue?
I don't know.
It's just, it reminds me of that picture. This is how you share PS4 games, and it's a picture of a guy handing the other guy a disc, you know, of a PS4 game. Oh, damn. See, now, why didn't he have that face when Clayton got squished? He was all like,
Because he likes Cloud.
yeah, but he still killed someone, just saying. Oh,
Cloud
man,
wasn't
here
in
he
it.
is, the Rook. Oh, no, it's not.
Why is he in that pose?
I'm not sure, actually.
Phil, he's like in a weird... Oh, yeah, and that, I don't know, I've been pointing out for the other two, so I kind of want to point out for this, but, the difference between the winning and losing for that scene is, it's either Sora's on the ground and Cloud is, like, about to slice him, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And then, Cerberus will stomp on him, or there when he was already on the ground.
Well, see, I remember him getting ready to swing, but then he lowers his sword like, I'm not going to kill a kid. And then he gets squished. That's how I remember it.
Oh, yeah.
I could be wrong.
Well, it's hard to tell because I think he lifts it up, he lowers it, and then he, like, slowly turns around. Like, what was that?
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think it was supposed to show that he wasn't actually going to...
Something along those
It wasn't
lines.
actually going to hurt him.
But,
Although I'm pretty sure at one slice with the sword. And
yeah, there's no way we're going to just, you know... It's a big, three-headed, crazy dog from hell, but, you know, Sora's one of those protagonists that, you know, as long as I believe in myself, I can do anything. So, we gotta go back in there and help.
the thing about it, Goofy is the most powerful of the knights that Mickey has.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere totally different with that. Goofy, you're a dog. Talk him out of this.
Oh, no. I just meant that.
Can you please just, like, try to calm him down?
Well, they are both dogs. That's racist. All dogs talk to each other. I love their eyes here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Or their ears, you mean?
No, their eyes. Because they're all serious, then for a split second they're all round.
Oh, I actually didn't notice that, huh?
Hercules is such a wimp.
Well, yeah.
I always wondered why people were so annoyed about, like, Hercules' voice in this. And I guess
It's kind of lame.
No, yeah. And, I've been watching a new show with my dad. Now they brought my dad. I actually been watching a new show with them, and, the guy who voices them is in it. In that show. And he's, like, a total nerd. And, like, now I get why people thought it was, like, I wouldn't really say he was bad. He's not, like, a bad actor. He's just, why is he Hercules?
Why is The Rock Hercules? We all have to ask these questions.
Because he's muscular, like the real Hercules. Whatever.
Okay.
They fixed his voice, if anyone else cared about
Neither of them
Hercules'
deserve to be Hercules, I'm just saying.
voice. Does anyone deserve to be Hercules?
Hercules does.
What, the one that gets his face smashed in?
Do you
In God of
actually,
War?
I actually don't remember, but do you know the, voice actor who played him in the Disney film?
Yeah, it's Tate Donovan.
Tate
Who
Donovan.
voices him in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, does he come back for 2?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, interesting. That actually makes sense, because I wasn't nearly as bothered with his voice in that game. In this game, he does. I like that, what you said about his actual voice actor, because that's literally what I hear, is a giant effing nerd.
Oh, well. But yeah, he's...
No offense to whoever voices him, I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's just... Well, it's... whatever. I guess they found the only guy they can do.
You know when he should have voiced him?
Who?
Birth by Sleep.
When he was young?
Yeah,
Yeah, that kind of would have fit.
that would have worked a little better.
I don't even know who voices him in Birth by Sleep. I think it's just someone else.
That fight was over with pretty quickly, I found.
Oh, well, you're pretty powerful at this point.
Yeah, this is true. This is actually, this is a world of difficulty that I skipped. You know, you're supposed to go, from Wonderland to here, but I wanted to be, you know, kind of time conservative with how I did this. So,
But this is still by no means easy. This is Cerberus is a pretty tough boss from like a damage standpoint.
oh,
he's powerful.
absolutely. And you definitely want to have Cure.
Yeah,
You
Kira.
know, it's usually my primary route to playing this game, anyways, to get Cure as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that is kind of the jumping point from being able to hear yourself is very helpful. Just the
Like this-
way that I did.
Just the run that I did. That's a bit mean, but still, it's just that line always... The way he delivered that, it always bothered me. Like, what he says next isn't as bad. I don't know. There won't be any
Get used to
games
that
for a
junior
while.
license.
Right?
Because, I love that if you do the story in the right way, I'm fairly certain once you leave the world, it'll be like, there's a new tournament at the Coliseum. Even though he's all like, no games for a while.
Oh, really?
Well, because it activates after you do Traverse Town the second
Oh,
time.
that's a good point. I didn't actually think of that. I'll have to go back and do that. Well, you say that, there are a lot of different worlds, and you kind of have to figure out which are required just for the sake of getting through the game. But beating some worlds aren't actually necessary to triggering events to have the story progress.
Nope. This world is actually entirely optional. Despite the fact that Hades is, I suppose, a main villain, I guess.
Yeah, he's in fact
Given
an
what we
optional.
know.
Yeah, he's in fact an optional boss. But I'll talk more about that in the next cutscene. But I do like this here. You know, it kind of explains why Cloud was working with Hades in the first place. Because again, he's kind of not Cloud, but at the same time, this is kind of during his FF7 quest. In a way, at least I think so. I think that's how it works.
I hate how Sora comes from saying you'll find it, but he's still looking for his own. How is that any encouragement that he's gonna find it?
Well, they're both hopeful. There's nothing wrong with that. Spiky heads for the win. And I love this.
He gives him an ability.
Yeah. Well, what
He gave him knowledge.
he gave him knowledge. Yeah. Don't.
Oh yeah, and what's up with this? Well, for one is. Oh, never mind. But why? Why does he says no? Why?
think I'll pass.
Because I don't know.
And then Sora's smiling. Is he? No, but is he saying no to the no dark powers involved?
I don't know.
Because his Omni Slash is pretty omnious.
That's a good point.
Omnious, it's omnious. So I guess he couldn't win without his Omni Slash. Is the point he was making there?
Okay. Oh, now this cutscene here, this can actually play out. It's actually shorter if you play it a certain way. If you beat and vanquish Maleficent, and then visit the Olympic Coliseum for the first time, this cutscene will end with Hades clutching his fist.
Yeah,
And I thought it was so funny, because it was strange. I actually accidentally bypassed this world after I got through most of the game, and then I went back, and it just ended right there.
Well, you can see that.
But we had this little extra bit with her because she's still around.
Yes, when she's kind of making fun of him. This is my show.
And honestly, I don't know why she's here to say that. You know, like
I think it's just supposed to show that. I think it's
like
just
she's
supposed.
in charge. Period.
Yeah, well, that and also kind of like the classic cliche of the villainous group is never organized.
That's actually a very good point too.
But there it is. That was Olympus Coliseum. That
It
fire
was-
group over with.
It was indeed, and next time we see you, we'll be back in Traverse Town for a little R&R and to test out a couple of our new toys. So we'll see you next time.